Hey, I'm Antonique Smith, and you know I got soul.
All right, YouKnowIGotSoul.com here with Antonique Smith. Want to start out talking about this Hip-Hop Caucus you've been a part of for climate change. I see you've been out on the road.
Yes.
What inspired you to be a part of that?
Oh, my God. Okay, so the story goes, about a little over a year ago, my bro Malik Youssef, 5-time Grammy-winning lyrical genius, called me. He was about to do an album called Home, Heal Our Mother Earth. And because he's my bro, I was just going to do it just because he's my bro. But once I got there and, we were starting to talk about really what the whole album was going to be about, I was like, yes, okay. The earth and people and the climate and the temperature's rising and it's killing us and it's causing stuff like Katrina and hurricanes, Superstorm Sandy, things like that. So all of that was like, okay, I'm down. We did the album, me and Malik and Common and Neo and El Varner and Raheem Devon and Crystal Waters and Chocolate, and I'm hoping I'm not forgetting anybody. I might be. Forgive me if I do, but so many amazing artists on the album. And we put it out last year. I marched through the city, the Climate March, and so I wasn't necessarily a part of the Hip-Hop Caucus in that way at that point. I was just, kind of just getting involved and wanting to just be a part of what was going on. They called me a few months ago saying that we're about to do a tour and we want to talk about how pollution is killing our people. And so, of course, I care about people. I love people. I consider myself for the people. My sister's special needs, so I've always been a voice for somebody who couldn't speak for herself. So I always kind of just felt like, I wanted to be a voice for people who couldn't speak for themselves. So when they called me about the tour, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Of course, I want to be involved. As we got on the tour, the first stop was Ferguson. We went to the site where Mike Brown was murdered. At that point, I knew that what I was doing in this tour was way bigger than I imagined when I said yes to it. What we did was we combined the Black Lives Matter movement with the climate change movement. What people don't understand when they hear about climate change, they hear, polar bears and ice glaciers. They think the future. They think of that movie, The Day After Tomorrow, whatever it was, where the Earth, and that's what you think when you hear about climate change, or you think about global warming, and then you hear about people saying it don't exist, and you hear it's all stuff in the news. It's all confusing and it's a little annoying. What you do not hear is that there are 9 corporations who care so much more about profits than they do about people, that they are polluting our air and our water. They are power plants. Power plants emit carbon emissions, and it's more than cars. It's more than cars, trains, planes combined. More commodities power plants. 68% of black people live within 30 miles of a power plant. I grew up within 10 miles of a power plant in East Orange, New Jersey. It's 10 miles from the power plant that's on the turnpike. When you go down the turnpike past the Newark Airport, it smells terrible. It's from that power plant. These emissions, this pollution that's in our air and in our water is what's causing asthma. 1 in 6 black children have asthma. It's the leading cause of kids missing school. And the rates of cancer, everybody knows somebody who has cancer, who's died of cancer. That what they want us to believe is that all of these things are hereditary, and it's not. It's being caused by the environment. It's being caused by the amount of pollution in our environment. So when they called me, and as I'm on this trip, we went to Chicago, and we went to a place where right across the street from a Koch Brothers plant that you couldn't even go into, or you would get this mist on you that would be sticky, and you would be sticky for the whole day. So I didn't go in. People live across the street from it. I didn't go in because I didn't want to get sticky and maybe mess up my voice for the day. People live across the street from it. There's a baseball field across the street from it where kids are breathing and running. And it was just so enlightening and saddening at the same time to be all over the country and to see the effects of what a small group of people don't care about that's affecting a large group of people. So to me, it's the same as Black Lives Matter. When you're being killed in the street, it's unjust. And when you're being killed in your home, you're just going about your business, minding your business. You think you just, Netflix and chill, as they say. You just living your dreams, and you're dying young because you're breathing in this pollution. Clean air and clean water is a basic civil right. So it was an honor to be on this tour. The tour led through a bunch of different cities. We ended up in D.C., where I was honored, above honor. I still can't believe it. I sang at the Pope's rally. I call him the People's Pope. The Pope is dope because everything that he's speaking about, everything he's standing for is what's affecting us. And I sang at his rally. It was for climate justice on the National Mall where Martin Luther King gave the I Have a Dream speech. So I just through this tour, it was a month long. Through this tour, I just felt like I realized really what my purpose is. God gave me a voice, and he gave me an ability to manipulate my emotions in movies and Broadway and television, stuff like that. That's what acting is. Telling the truth in imaginary circumstances. Those are my gifts. But to use those gifts to really help people, to save people's lives, because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing on the tour. We were telling people that you're dying because of the air you're breathing. You're dying because your apartment complex was built on a landfill, and you don't realize that there's toxicity right under the floor in your apartment. That I realized my purpose on this tour. It was incredible. So it was a blessing to be a part of it, and we're just getting started. Hip-Hop Caucus. Shout out to Malik Youssef and Reverend Yearwood, who is the CEO of the Hip-Hop Caucus. Yeah, y'all, get informed. Go to hiphopcaucus.org. Go to peoplesclimatemusic.com, because we need y'all to really understand what's going on, and we can make a change. It's easy because they have the solutions. They just don't want to do it because they'll lose some of their profits. So we're going to put some people over profits. That's what this is about, people over profits.
I think it's awesome to see you out there making a difference, using your platform to spread the word.
Thank you.
Cool.
It's a blessing. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about your music now. You recently released a single, Higher.
Yes.
Talk to us about that one.
Higher. It came out of, as you know, I like to share my experiences. So it came out of some confusing circumstances where a lot of my relationships, it was like, why doesn't he just want to be, why doesn't he want to commit? What is this fear of commitment about? What is that? And so generally, when that happens, ladies, we say the wrong thing. We start to go, where's this going? How do you feel about me? What's our future? All these wrong questions. They're the wrong questions. It feels natural because it is what you want to know. What's our future? Are we together? Is this a relationship? Are you seeing other people? Those are good questions in your mind. But when you ask them to a guy, it makes him fall all the way back. And I learned that the hard way because a bunch of them fell back. And so I figured out that there is a thing you can say to a guy or to a person that's afraid to commit. And not even just a guy. A guy can say this to a girl too. But what you got to say to him is, don't you worry, I'm not trying to change you. I won't chase you. I'm only trying to elevate you. Oh, I'm only trying to elevate you higher if you let your guard down. So that's my song, Higher. That's the new song. It's on iTunes. Y'all check that out. But it's like, it's just a wiser way to approach a situation when the person is scared to commit. Higher.
And we've been waiting a while for some music from you, anticipating the project you've got coming. So I think you're saying you're working on an EP as well as the album. Tell us about that.
The EP we're working on, it's almost done. We're almost there. We're trying to put it out in November. It's called Love Is Everything. Love Is Everything in general is about the different experiences of love. Hold It, Wait a Minute was the aggressive, get your respect back, take your power back from whatever, wrong, injustice, or whatever, the dude in my situation, dude was using my hard-earned money to go see another woman. Hold on, wait a minute. So, that's unacceptable. And you put your foot down, that's done. That'll never happen again, by the way. And so that's that form of love, that self-love, really. Higher is that early, get the thing going in the right way, get it on the right path by using wisdom in the beginning. And then I have some other songs, Be Loved is just we all want to be loved. That's just universal. That I think that the need to be loved is even where greed comes from. It's displaced. It's wrong. It's the wrong way to get it. But a lot of even the bad things we do is out of a need for love. And all we really have is now. Oh, man. This song, I think, is going to touch a lot of people. It was written by Emily Sandy and Toby Gad, my friend Toby. Shout out to Toby Gad. And we focus so much on the future and what we want to have happen. We focus a lot on what's not happening that we wish was happening. We focus on trying to control stuff to make certain things happen rather than just feeling blessed in whatever the moment is right now. All we really have is now. Tomorrow's not promised. So the words say, the future is a promise, the past is a photo book. The future is a promise that may change with the weather. The past is a photo book. So all we really have is now. So I think that's such a dope song. I think it's going to touch a lot of people. I'm just really trying to share some messages that we all need to hear, that it's all like basic stuff that would really make a significant change in your life, because it's sometimes just small tweaks. It's the one thing you said to the dude that made him run. But if you didn't say that and you said this, then he'd still be there. So it's like small tweaks of wisdom that really can make impacts on your life is really what my whole thing is about, and just spreading love. So I can't wait for y'all to hear Love Is Everything. I hope you're going to rock out to the music. The music's dope. Daryl Farmer, who produced Hold It, Wait a Minute, who's also my manager on my label, he's a blessing. He does everything pretty much, and I wouldn't be where I am without him. He produced the Grammy-nominated Hold Up, Wait a Minute, and he co-produced Higher with Midi Mafia. And who else? We have Jukebox. We have Toby Gad. Dr. Dre actually is how we found the track for Higher. Shout out to Dr. Dre. And, man, it's just been a blessing. It's been a labor of love that I cannot wait for everybody to hear. I think y'all are going to be blessed by it, because we put our love and our wisdom and our blessings into it, just for you to have that same feeling when you hear it.
I think what's interesting about you as an artist, you've been very patient with releasing the music. Since we've supported over the years, you initially had the Kickstarter, and then Hold Up, Wait a Minute came out, and then now Higher. It's been a few years. So do you think your success as an actress has allowed you to be more patient with music, or is it this part of the plan for you?
No, absolutely. I would say that it was absolutely my success as an actress that helped. For instance, we were able to be as successful at a Kickstarter before Kickstarter was even what people knew. Like now it's like everybody's doing Kickstarter. It's just normal, Kickstarter. When we did it in 2012, nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew what it was. In fact, everybody who donated to my Kickstarter, for the most part, 90% of them didn't know what Kickstarter was. So we were teaching people the platform at the same time of trying to be successful on the platform. And it was a blessing that we were able to, but people knew me from Notorious. People knew me from Broadway. So they knew I had talent. They knew that I was gifted. They did invest in something and give to something that didn't exist. They didn't, I didn't have any music at the time. I hadn't done music. So, they were trusting that, God bless her with a gift, and we're just going to give to that, and she's going to make something great from it. So thank you, everybody who did that. But, it was early with that. So it was a blessing that because people already kind of knew me from my acting, we were able to do that. And then even when we put the music out, people were like, oh, yeah, I remember you for Notorious. And you sing, too? I didn't know you sing, too. So I still get that, actually. I still get that to this day. I didn't know you sing. So we're still, we're still letting people in the world know that I'm a singer, too. But it was my success as an actress that allowed me to do it my way, because for the most part, I would have had to go to Idol or The Voice, or really let a label sign me and just do whatever it was they thought I should be doing, which I would not have wanted to do. I don't think I'd be a Grammy-nominated artist right now if I had been on a label, because they would not have let me put out Hold It, Wait a Minute, because it wouldn't have been, based on the meetings I took before we did the Kickstarter, it would not have been what they wanted me to do. When people are investing a bunch of money in you, they want to do it their way. They want to do it in a way that's going to mitigate the risk, and for the most part, that is just being a version of somebody else that is successful already, so that you make sure it's going to be successful. We're successful with her, so you do that. You look like her. You dress like her, generally half naked. And you sing like that with these type of songs, and you'll be successful, because that's how it works. And because we're putting $1 million behind you, you're going to have to do that. And I didn't want to, because I wanted to be able to sing like me, because they didn't want me to sing as good. They actually said that in meetings. You sing too good. You should sing a little less good, which I think is crazy, because why would I do that? Because God gave me this voice. You know, Whitney Houston didn't sing less good. She sang how she sang. So did Celine Dion and Aretha Franklin and a whole bunch of other people. So thank God for Daryl Farmer, who allowed me to, be me, sing like me, and share a message of love and empowerment and wisdom, because I would not have been able to do that otherwise. So it was my acting combined with meeting Daryl and, making a successful Kickstarter campaign and getting support from the people, power to the people, grassroots, that I'm able to do what I'm doing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, and I thank y'all.
We really admire you for doing it your own way, especially because we see a lot of independent artists trying to emerge and kind of just throwing different things out there before it's really ready, and just trying to find their way. So really appreciate
it. It can be difficult. It's not easy being independent. I mean, anybody's independent. I got a lot of respect for you. It's not easy, I know. But I appreciate that, and I think, I got soul. I'm glad that y'all know I got soul, and y'all feel like I got soul, and y'all put me on here, and y'all supported me from day one, and I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And then just final question, what do you love most about music, and what do you love most about acting?
Music, okay, let me say acting first. Acting I love because it's almost like magic. The first time I was on a movie set was when we did Across the Universe, and I had a really small part. I had never been on a movie set before, and we shot it in downtown Newark. So we went downtown Newark for a couple of days of rehearsal, and it was downtown Newark. I grew up in East Orange, 10 minutes from there, and it looked like downtown Newark, what I had seen my whole life. And then the night of the shoot, they had transformed the block, the same block that I've seen my whole life, into New York in the 1960s. And I just was like, oh my God, that's crazy. I just couldn't believe it. It was magic. So movie magic I love. Broadway is great because it's instant gratification. You can hear people laughing and you can see them crying to whatever it is that you're saying and doing. That's awesome. Singing and music, though, being a singer, an artist in particular, having my own songs, being able to share my own messages and experiences, my own emotions, that is nothing else like that. You're connecting with people. You're literally, like, when I'm on stage, I'm like looking at people, looking in their eyes, and I'm seeing what I'm saying is doing to them. And it's so much cooler. I mean, it's dope, too, when it's somebody else's song. Like, I've been affecting people on the tour with Mercy, Mercy Me by Marvin Gaye. But when it's your song, it's just the coolest thing. And music in itself, to me, is the soundtrack of life. Music is our life's soundtrack, because you can hear a song and it'll take you back to years ago, and it'll bring back feelings and smells, and like it transports you to moments. And there's nothing like music. There's nothing more powerful. There's nothing that's why the home album was so important. That's why also writing messages in our music, back in the day, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, Nina Simone, Billie Holiday, oh my God, the list, I would be here all day if I actually named the list of people who said certain type of things in their music. But that's why music can really be so helpful with change in life, is because when people hear it, it gets in you, and then it becomes your subconscious, because they don't even realize that they're hearing that same lyric in their head subconsciously over and over. music is a blessing. So I'm honored that God chose me to give me the gift of song, to give me a voice, to give me the ability to write and to express so that I could put messages out there that's going to help people. Music is amazing. Music is what feelings sound like. I heard somebody say that. I don't know where that quote came from, but I think that's so dope. Music is what feelings sound like.
Dope. That's all we had. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Anything I'd like to add? No, man, I'm blessed. Check out Higher on iTunes. Hold on, Wait a Minute on iTunes. Stay tuned for Love is Everything. And thank you. Follow me on my social media because it's me. It's me on there. It's really me. And I really try to communicate back with y'all because it's the way that I can give the love back that y'all give to me. So at Antonique Smith on all the social media things. I love you.